And here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back inside the Janitor's Closet. Josh, Frey-Sam and Bryce Hunt with you guys as always. And folks, we have arrived. It is time for Major League Baseball. Yes, not officially opening day, but we do have a play for you guys coming to you. And as we did last year with the Los Angeles Dodgers are playing still in this one. And we got and we also the Chicago Cubs in this one tomorrow on what is it, Tuesday, March 18th, I believe is when we're going at
Yes, sir.
5:10 a.m. Central. Will not be watching this. Will not be watching this live, Bryce. But from Bunkyo. It's I looked up the pronunciation before we got on here, and it's just I saw about five different pronunciations. But anyways, from the Tokyo Dome over there in Japan, we got the Dodgers and the Chicago Cubs opening up the MLB season. And folks, we've got a lone play for you here today. We're a one and done this one, and it's not a side, it's not a total. Bryce is coming in hot this season with a prop to start us off here, folks. And Bryce, I'm going to let you take the reins here right away, sir. But if you'll just oblige me for 1 second, I got to handle business here and tell the folks that we appreciate you guys watching us, but if you guys really appreciate us, would you do us a favor and just hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and listen, I mean, this is our first play of the year. Leave a comment if you're tailing the fellas here, okay? Let us know if you're rocking with us. We always appreciate it. We love seeing the comment section popping off, but we got one play here, folks. Again, Dodgers, Cubs. Opening day is still a little bit more than a week away. But we got one play for March 18th. And Bryce Hunt, sir, how are you going to have us kicking off the 2025 Major League Baseball season?
Yeah, I mean, we're in the land of the rising sun here, Josh. We're in Japan to start this thing off, and let's just talk about what's going to happen here. We got the Dodgers, obviously the World Series champions, one of the best rosters we've seen in the recent decades. You could go as far to say we have the Chicago Cubs, who revamped their team a little bit over the offseason. They're looking to win that NL Central. We're going to be over in Tokyo where we're planning on maybe a Dodger heavy crowd, I guess you could say. They obviously have Shohei Ohtani, Roki Sasaki, Yoshinobu Yamamoto. The Cubs have Shota Imanaga and Seiya Suzuki on their side, so maybe a little bit of fandom on both sides. But from what I'm hearing, it's going to be a lot of Dodger blue out there at the Tokyo Dome. Um, the format is a little bit different for this, right? Because these teams are still going to have, what is it, 4 or 5 spring trainings when they get back to Arizona after this series. The rosters are expanded to 31, so it's kind of similar to that playoff style, and that's going to have a big deal to do with our play here. We're going to have Shota Imanaga under 4.5 strikeouts in this one. I was doing a lot of research, listening to all the press conferences, everything that went into this to see if we could find a play. The model gave a slight edge to the Dodgers, but on the neutral site, even though they might have a home field advantage, if you will, it just didn't feel like the right spot to take that shot on the Dodgers there with them obviously being the favorites, even without Mookie Betts, who they sent back to California with an illness. So a big hit for their roster, but still obviously a big favorite and a lot of guys ready to step up in his place. But yeah, Shota Imanaga under 4.5 strikeouts. He's stretched out right now to about 75 pitches. Craig Counsell, in his press conferences, manager for the Cubs, was kind of talking about how he's going to be treating it like a playoff type atmosphere, playoff type game, which means, the hook could be coming early for him. 75 pitches. I mean, you could be looking against the Dodgers lineup. This could be 3-4 innings. The Cubs have 10 relievers that they're bringing with them, so there is depth there. They have Justin Steele going on Wednesday, who is probably more of their more reliable ace this season. So they maybe have a little bit of extra confidence in him going Wednesday. Maybe Imanaga, obviously a Japanese born player. You want to give him that spotlight. You want to give him that shine. I'm sure he's going to have a lot of adrenaline going, but only being stretched out of 75 pitches, it's a long year. As we know, these guys still have to go back to play spring ball. So We kind of saw it a little bit last year. I think Tyler Glasnow went 5 innings for the Dodgers, and that was the most a starter went in last year's series in Korea between the Padres and Dodgers. So these starters aren't going that far, and this is a lineup that is all world that Imanaga is going to have to face. We don't really take too much of spring training into account uh, for a lot of reasons with pitchers. You know, they're working on things, working on locations, new pitches. But some things that you can kind of keep an eye on are velocity and then some of the metrics on their pitches. And Shota Imanaga lost 2 inches of IVB on his fastball, and he was actually down 2 to 4 ticks on his fastball as well. So he was sitting around 90. He was even below 90 miles an hour. He wasn't missing bats. There weren't many whiffs. We know how good his splitter can be. It wasn't really he had a little bit of success still, but the metrics on his pitches just really weren't there. And I don't know if that's maybe him working on things, maybe not going max effort. You obviously expect him in his hometown to have that adrenaline, and hopefully the fastball should be up a little bit more. But I mean, when you look at this Dodgers lineup, they were the best team against left-handed pitching last year. Even the lefty-lefty matchups that you will get with Shohei Ohtani and Freddie Freeman, those are two of the better left-handed bats against left-handed pitching. I don't expect them to start Max Muncy, even though he probably is going to have to get a game in one of these two against either Steele or Imanaga, but they do have options even without Mookie Betts. Tommy Edman, obviously one of the best against left-handed pitching. Kike Hernandez is back for them. Chris Taylor, Andy Pajes, Will Smith, Teoscar Hernandez. Like, this is a really good lineup against lefties, and it just so happens, if Imanaga is maybe fighting, I wouldn't say an injury, but if he's still trying to get stretched out from the spring and his last outing he was still down in velocity. I think everything's just kind of trending in this way where we could get under 5 strikeouts here. So we're going to be taking Shota Imanaga under 4.5 strikeouts. This is going to be a 2-unit play, Josh. We're going to open up with 2 units. We're going to be looking for more in the second game. The player props aren't out yet. We could be looking, at another situation where we're looking at pitcher outs, unders, strikeout unders. The ballpark itself, I will mention, maybe a touch towards the hitter friendly side, but it shouldn't be anything too crazy with some of the neutral site games that we've seen, international games we've seen the last couple of years. So it should be pretty neutral in that regard. So nothing crazy with your overs, your unders. It should be a pretty normal playing surface. So yeah, we're gonna actually be fading one of these Japanese players that's coming home in this one.
Yeah, no doubt. Okay, well, that's lots of good data, folks. As for our prop play here, our first play of the season. Bryce has new models that he's just firing up. It's all going here, folks. All right, so just stay tuned as the season comes. Keeps going on, carries on here. We're obviously starting international before we come back on North American soil here. Let's have a good start to the season, and those who are subscribed to our newsletter already have this play in their pocket. All right, so if you are subscribed to the newsletter already, we appreciate you for coming and listening to Bryce's explanation here on the show, because this is obviously where we still live. But if you have not subscribed to our newsletter, that's something that we launched a while back during the NFL playoffs, and that is the quickest way to get our plays in your inbox so that you can make them. And we obviously sent out Shota Imanaga under 4.5 Ks strikeouts for 2 units earlier. And please continue to come and check us out here on YouTube, though, because like I mentioned, this is where Bryce is going to be giving breakdowns all spring, all summer, and obviously into fall a little bit as well. Bryce, appreciate you, man, and let's have a great start here. Dodgers Cubs 5:10 a.m. Won't be tuned in. Japan, Tokyo
Not a
Dome.
true sicko.
No, no. I am not. I will wait till March 27th to get my baseball in. Thank you very much. But folks, we will be back in due time. Let's have one here, and Bryce, we'll see you on the next one.
Let's do it, bud.
All right, folks. Take care.